Oh my goodness, do we have, well, quite a long video, probably right here, because the new puzzle, or secret, I suppose, at this point, has dropped in episode Heresy. This does appear to be linked to Ride of the Nine, or the upcoming Edge of Fate expansion, a possible epilogue for Heresy, and, well, a game of chess. Now, as you may have seen, there are a total of 60 chess pieces that we can collect inside of episode Heresy right now, and I should say this up front, it does appear that while we can collect all 60 right now, it doesn't necessarily mean that anything else will happen this week. There are data mines that suggest these will be used for an upcoming piece of content. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, so essentially it is worth collecting all 60 of these, and you'll unlock a bunch of strange coins as we go. So looking at my triumphs right here, we have the opening to collect chess pieces found throughout the system. There are 60 of them in total. We can see also for Dreadnought chess pieces in the Nether there are a total of 24. Court of Blades has 5, and then there are off Dreadnought pieces found as well. In addition to that, the Drifter will have 5, and in the Nether there'll be an additional 9 that we can find. This is by opening secret chests, so any of the Toland Orb chests or ones that you access via a puzzle. On top of that though, there'll be 3 that you can find while walking the Path of Ambition and the Path of Resolve, and these will be earned when consuming the items that give us reputation. So one of them drops sigil shards, the other path will drop the item we can consume for rep, and every time we do that we have a chance to get some of these chess pieces dropped. Like I say, I believe having all 60 of these is going to do something in a future week or enable us to do something. For the moment that's all I can really say, but now let's get into the locations. So first and foremost, we'll start in Eris's apartment. There's one on the table just opposite the shaping slab. There's another one immediately next to the shaping slab itself. And if you head back in the direction I'm going in here, up the staircase that has a locked door, there's another one. And then at the bottom of the stairs, just before you exit the apartments, there will be the 4th one available in this area. After that, there's actually a few in the tower. So the first one is next to the Drifter on the left-hand side by the hook that you can see right here. The next one will be in Zavala's office, and we access this as we're heading towards the bazaar from the courtyard. Of course, there is a lift. We can take that lift and it will go down, ultimately leading us to Zavala's office. And as we enter the room, the shelves on the right-hand side will have an additional one. And the next one is in the hangar in the hidden Daito room. So you'll have to follow the route on screen that you can see, heading up the staircase on the right-hand side as you enter the hangar. After that, you will have completed all of the ones available in the tower. On top of that, at a certain point during the collection process, the Drifter will actually hand us a bunch more, and we'll be able to trade in and acquire anomalous relics from the Drifter. So if the Drifter doesn't have these available on your first visit, I would say go collect some more, then return to the Drifter and basically spam until you get all of the ones that the Drifter can give us. I'm not actually sure what the count is, but after this, there'll be some found in different locations around the system. So in Europa, if you spawn next to the Exo Stranger, on her left, just on this little ridge, there is another one. And following that, there's one that we need to access in Creation, which is all the way down in the Clovis Bray facility. So for that one, spawn into Charon's Crossing and simply follow the route on screen. Once you've got that one, we can head to the EDZ, and starting in the Winding Cove from where we spawn in, up on the cliff near where Zoe used to spawn, where you can see my bloody profane right here, there's another one that we can pick up. After that, we'll need to head to the Shard of the Traveller portal, which can be accessed via the sludge, so spawn into the sludge, and then follow the route on screen. From here, we get into the ones that are available in the Nether and through Heresy content. Initially, there'll be 3 that we can collect by picking up sigil shards that can drop randomly when killing enemies. So you shoot the ball on the ground and it explodes into a bunch of shards that give us reputation. There are 3 that we can get from that, and then on the other path, of course, the one that drops balls that we can consume instead of shoot. Yes, that wording was terrible, but there'll be an additional 3 that can be earned by consuming these orbs. And again, you'll get them dropped randomly when you do consume them, so it might take a little bit of playtime to get all of them. Otherwise, as we mentioned, there are 9 that can be earned through Nether Secrets, so this basically means secret chests. That includes any chest that comes from activating a puzzle, or indeed by following the Toland orbs, so basically play the Nether, open secret chests, and eventually you'll get all of the 9 that you need. After that, we need to go to the Court of Blades, so there'll be 1 in each of the Court of Blades arenas, so in the IO room, right here on the back wall near where you spawn in, against the big door, there's some pipes on the left hand side, and there's one that can be collected there. The next one is in the room that's from the Derealize exotic mission, and above the portal that actually spawns us into the room, on the big sort of hive slab rock thing, whatever it's called, there is another one. And the last one is in the Europa room, all the way at the back, behind where the boss spawns, next to these sort of icy pillars. We can pick another up. But Court of Blades will also give us one by activating a rune. I activated a tier 3 rune, so I'm assuming it will have to be tier 3 runes in order to get it dropped. And also completing the Court of Blades in general will drop an additional one. After this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. There are a total of 24 that we can collect on the Nether. Honestly, given the way that these work, I think the best bet is to actually go and explore to find this set of 24 that we can get on the Nether. I can simplify the process a little bit. Of course, they show up on the radar, so basically the best thing to do is go into Nether Explore, and instead of fighting enemies, just run around the zone, all around the outer walls initially. And importantly, there are 7 available in Hall of Souls and the Fount, so in both of those areas, you'll be able to find 7. If you find 6 and not the 7th, don't move on, because it means you don't have them all. And then in the Trenchway, there are 5, and there's also 5 in the Mausoleum. The Hull Breach area actually has none, so like I said, it's going to be probably just as annoying following a location guide for all 24 in the Nether as it would be to actually just explore each of those zones individually, especially given that most of us are, well, if we're collecting 60 chess pieces, you're probably already pretty familiar with the Nether, so just bear in mind, 7 in the Hall of Souls and 7 in the Fount, and then there are 5 in the Trenchway and 5 in the Mausoleum. Some of the more obscure ones, or harder to reach ones, I guess, like in the Trenchway, the little cave in the big outside area that you have to climb up to on the invisible platforms, that has one. Then in the Hall of Souls, there are invisible platforms that start from the Court of Oryx area, where the boss spawns, and take us up onto one of the big sort of wiry pillar things up above, and there's another one that can be found up there. Otherwise, outside of those, they are relatively easy to find. And I'd say as well, if you're not prepared to do any amount of exploration, then probably finding 60 of these chess pieces is something you're not going to enjoy that much. So just keep in mind the counts that I mentioned before, and eventually you'll get all 60 of them. Like I said, for the minute, having 60 of them doesn't appear to do anything special, but we certainly know that there will be more to this in future weeks. And at the minute, I'd probably say having all 60 is the prelude to being able to actually continue with this puzzle, perhaps at the next weekly reset. So there we go, guys. That's the breakdown of the locations. I hope it has been helpful. If you have enjoyed the video, a rating below really helps us out on the channel. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.